got the fan on. It's quite a warm day.
Certainly is, yeah. It's a little the aid of some good Moto 2.
To my bedroom here in Barcelona, we've got the fan on because it's quite a warm day.
Certainly is, yeah. It's a little bit warm in this commentary box, but through with the aid of some good Moto 2 racing, I think.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Well, we don't want it to cool down, we want it to heat us up, so by the end of it, let's hope they put on a show then. Ben Schneider, Schrotter and Fernandez is your front row of the grid. We're going to be starting with the poleman Ben Schneider. Wait for the lights to go out. We're underway here in the Moto 2 British Grand Prix, and it's a super start from Ben Schneider, wheeling his way down to turn number 1. Fernandez tries to squeeze up the inside. I think that's Ponce trying to get through up the inside of Schrotter that gone backwards off the line. Meanwhile, a good start from Kazma Daniel as well, the Malaysian up to third. But it's all about Ben Schneider at the front. From pole position, he got the perfect start, and he's trying to get away with it. He's going to be certainly helped by the fact that Kazma Daniel is getting his elbows out up against Augusto Fernandez.
Yeah, it certainly was from most of the grid. We can't overlook the fact that Tetsuta Nagashima had a night there. Larry looped out on the start line, flipped all the way over the back. Was that Augusto Fernandez in the middle of the circuit there? I think it was. I don't know how everyone missed it there, because we see Marcel Schrotter go completely sideways. Well, I did say it wasn't chaos, but now it is chaos. Fernandez has gone down again.
What on earth happened there? Down the hanger straight. It looks like Fernandez had a coming together down the middle of it and crashed out. So the man that was started from the outside of the front row is down to 7th. Meanwhile, with all the chaos going on behind him, Ben Schneider's away with this one. 1.5 seconds clear, and we're only halfway around the opening lap.
You'd say we are only halfway around the opening lap, and look at the amount of penalties we've already got. Everyone but 2 riders, both Ben Schneider and Marco Bezzecchi, have already been penalised. I presume that's for some pretty aggressive fairing, bashing, and a few corner cuts.
It certainly looks that way, doesn't it? Here we are, the fight for 2nd, 3rd and 4th then. Kazma Daniel leads it, with Hector Garzo up to 3rd now. Schrotter in 4th. Looks like Xavi Vierge's there in 5th as well. It's quite the tight little battle we've got going on here for 2nd and 3rd. But at the front, it's all about Ben Schneider. The NTS rider is away with it. Here is Kazma Daniel though, the Malaysian, a debutant in the Moto 2 class for 2020. Looks as though he's settling in quite nicely.
Yeah, certainly. Looks nice and composed. He's coming round now to complete lap 1. He's going to come through on the first lap in Moto 2 life. Because as we've seen, he has been quite quick.
Yeah, he has been. He's got the pace over 1 lap. That's what we saw in qualifying in the free practices that took place earlier on today. Here's Marcel Schrotter, of course, one of the 2 returnees. The other one, Ben Schneider's away with it at the front. So Schrotter's a little bit of pressure on him, having already experienced what a virtual Grand Prix is all about. He'll definitely be hoping for a podium at the bare minimum.
He certainly will be, and he's not too far away, Jack. He's just 1.5 seconds behind Hector Garza in 3rd place, so let's hope he can put a few good laps in. We'll see a nice little spicy battle for 3rd place.
Meanwhile, after, what did you refer to it as, a Larry loop out on the...
Larry loop out, yeah, it's a classic motocross term, that one, Jack.
Oh, I do apologise. Tetsuta behind him, Stefano Manzi and Nicolo Buliga. Meanwhile, back at the front, there's Xavi Vierge, tucks the front, coming together with Marco Bezzecchi, and down goes Vierge. That was the fight for 5th place, but Vierge got it all wrong there. He's been taking some tips off Jake Dixon, but Dixon was able to stay on 2 wheels when he went absolutely sideways into Lorenzo Baldassarri. That's not what you're supposed to do.
No, certainly not, Jake, as we do know. If you remember from the virtual race before in Jerez, he completely barged Lorenzo Baldassarri out the way, not once, but twice.
I've already had a Larry loop out. What did he refer to himself as?
No, I'm not too sure, to be honest.
I don't know whether it was Terry the Turbo. No, Terry.
Turbo takeout, maybe? I'm not too
Terry
sure.
Turbo? I don't know. I'm sure Jake will.
Whatever it was pretty entertaining at the time anyway.
He will. He'll send us a tweet and let us know whatever it was. But we've had Larry and Terry in this race. But let's focus on Bo, Daniel and Hector. Whoa! What on earth happened there? What on earth happened there? It looked like Kazma Daniel just came to an absolute standstill in the middle of the track.
Yeah, and someone went straight into the back of him. I didn't even see who that was in all the chaos. That caught us completely by surprise. I presume that was down to a little bit of lag. We do know that Kazma was struggling with a little bit of lag earlier on the video call, so I presume it must be the same.
It has to be internet issues, but poor old Hector Garzo, he was the man that got caught up in it.
Ah, it was Hector. Okay, I wasn't too sure who it was.
Yeah, we should probably stick up for Casma Daniel as well, because he definitely didn't mean to do that, purely down to a little bit of internet lag. Meanwhile, here is Garzo and Bezecchi. Oh, we're down to 9 riders here. Oh, what's going on here? We were just talking about internet issues. Who's that we've lost? It looks like it is. It is. Xavi Vierge's out of it. Well, it's not as dramatic as what we saw in the Moto 3 race at Jerez, where Dennis Foggia, guys, I have no Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and then proceed to fly about all over the Jerez circuit, yes.
But yeah, we've lost Vierge. Poor old Xavi Vierge. He was having a good ride as well, up to 5th place, I think it was. He was certainly in contention, having a little crash earlier on, coming together with Marco Bezzecchi, but, well, that's it. Xavi Vierge out of this Moto 2 race. Technical problems. There we go. Here is official confirmation. Xavi Vierge of the Petronas Sprinter Racing Squad out of the race after losing internet connection. Well, how harsh that is.
Certainly is. I guess that's what you would call a virtual breakdown, really, wouldn't you?
It is a DNF. We've not seen many of them in the virtual races. The only other man, as we just mentioned, Dennis Foggia. But this time it's Xavi Vierge. Poor old Xavi, lost internet. He's out of this one. We're only going to have 9 finishes. Meanwhile, back at the front, here is Casma Daniel. 2.5 seconds clear now of Marcel Schrotter, the German, in 3rd place at the moment. A fairly comfortable 3rd as well, because he's got 5 seconds over Hector Garzo. Meanwhile, back at the front there is Bo Benschneider. He himself nearly 3 seconds clear of Casma Daniel. So it's just starting to space itself out here at Silverstone. I'll keep a close eye on the gaps on the left-hand side of your screen there next to the riders to see if anybody's closing in at all. It looks as though the real battle is for 5th place, with Marco Bezzecchi and Augusto Fernandez swapping places on a fairly regular basis. But we'll stick with our race leader, Bo Benschneider, just to check that he can make his way through this classic Silverstone section. When you think of the Silverstone circuit, this is, of course, the section that you think about straight away, being Maggots, Beckett's, and then through Chapel and onto the Hangar Straight.
It certainly is. It's an absolutely iconic section, not of just Silverstone, but of all Grand Prix racing. Fast, flowing, tricky to get right, but when you do get it right, it's one of the most rewarding things you can do on a motorcycle.
This is a super overtaking spot as well. Hard on the brakes into Stoke Corner. The only unfortunate thing for Hector Garzo at the moment, it may well be an overtaking hotspot, but it isn't an overtaking hotspot when you've not got anybody in front of you to overtake.
Certainly not. When you've got a 5-second buffer in front of you and a 10-second one behind you, it can feel quite lonely. But anyway, let's see if Hector Garzo can maybe close in on Marcel Schrotter. We do just turn to him in 3rd place. As we did say, Marcel, it's his 2nd race for in the Moto 2 virtual races we've had. I think he's just actually closing in a little bit on Casma Daniel, possibly. The gap is now down to 1.4, 1.5 seconds, just fluctuating around there. So Casma can't afford to make any mistakes. If he does, we do know how costly that is, and Marcel will be through into 2nd.
Bo Benschneider, number 64 then, the Dutchman, on course for the first ever Moto 2 race win. He jumped onto the podium, if memory serves me right, in 3rd place at Jerez in our first ever virtual Grand Prix. He's now looking to go 2 better, pick up a race win for the first time in the Moto 2 class. A long way to go though. Meanwhile, there's Xavi Vierge on your left of the screen. Unsurprisingly, looks a little bit bored now.
Yeah, a little bit bored, a little bit glum. I'm sure he's not too pleased about watching this race unfold without him, but anyway, it is what it is at the moment.
It's pretty cruel. We don't normally see this, where a rider has a technical problem in a race and they have to sit there watching the rest of it, watching it unfold. He looks like he's picked up his phone now. I think he'll probably fill the next lap and a half by just scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah, so
Garzo was saying, I think he's having a little conversation with the man behind him, which is Augusto Fernandez. 8 seconds separate them at the moment, so it's quite the distance there. It's nice to see that they're still able to have a laugh and a joke. Bo Benschneider still leads this one though. 4 seconds his advantage now. A comfortable performance from the Dutchman. He looked good in Jerez. Now with a new set of riders, the equation slightly different, and he has been a class above in this one. He's going to walk away with the perfect 3, pole position, fastest lap, and the race win as well. That is, of course, if he can just about manage these next 1.5 laps of Silverstone.
Certainly is, but so far, Jack, as you say, he has been absolutely inch perfect. We haven't seen him make a single mistake or put a foot wrong yet, so very high likelihood that he is going to go on and take this win, since he's now 4 points him down for that second on the podium, but it looks
Not the